Have you ever looked at someone who has a good education, a stable career, and a respectable salary, and wondered why they still seem to struggle financially? Maybe that person is your coworker, maybe it's your friend, or maybe it's you. Here's the uncomfortable part. Most expensive money mistakes aren't made because people are careless. They're made because they seem completely reasonable at the time. That's what makes them so dangerous. Imagine someone named Daniel. He's 31 years old, works in marketing, and lives in a medium-sized American city. After taxes, he brings home around $5,000 a month. On paper, he's doing well. His rent is $1,700, his car payment is $550, insurance, fuel, and maintenance add another $300. His student loan costs $350 every month. Credit card payments are around $250. Utilities, groceries, internet, and phone come to roughly $900. A few streaming subscriptions, coffee on the way to work, dinner with friends on weekends, a gym membership, and before the month is over, Daniel has less than $400 left. Nothing here looks irresponsible. No luxury watches, no private jets, no reckless gambling. Just normal life. And that's exactly where the problem begins. Most people assume financial problems come from buying expensive things. In reality, they often come from buying affordable things at the wrong time. Daniel didn't buy a car because he loved debt. He bought it because everyone around him seemed to have one. The monthly payment felt manageable. $550 doesn't sound overwhelming. But our brains naturally evaluate monthly payments, not total costs. If that payment lasts 6 years, Daniel pays nearly $40,000 after interest, insurance, and ownership costs, for something that loses value almost every single year. The decision wasn't irrational, it was incomplete. Intelligence doesn't protect people from financial mistakes. In many cases, it actually helps justify them. Smart people are good at creating logical explanations. I deserve this. My salary will increase. I'll pay it off faster later. Everyone finances cars. And individually, each statement sounds reasonable. But together, they quietly normalize spending tomorrow's income today. Modern consumer finance is built around this idea. You rarely see the full price anymore. You see monthly payments, monthly subscriptions, monthly financing, monthly installments. Everything is designed to make expensive purchases feel psychologically small. Not because companies want you to become wealthy, because predictable monthly payments create predictable profits. Let's keep using Daniel's example. Suppose he spends $800 every month on car financing, insurance, and related costs. Instead, imagine driving a reliable used car that cuts those costs roughly in half. That difference, around $400 each month, doesn't seem life-changing until time enters the equation. $400 invested every month for 25 years, with average long-term market returns, could grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not because of magic, not because of perfect investing, simply because money had time to work instead of leaving every month. The tragedy isn't that Daniel bought a car, it's that nobody showed him the opportunity cost. Every financial decision has two prices, the one you pay today and the wealth you quietly give up tomorrow. Now let's make the story even more realistic. Daniel gets promoted. His salary increases by $900 per month. For a moment, he feels richer. Then he moves into a nicer apartment, upgrades his phone, starts traveling more often, maybe leases a newer vehicle. Within a year, his expenses rise almost exactly as much as his income. His financial stress barely changes. Economists call this lifestyle inflation, but emotionally, it doesn't feel like inflation. It feels like progress. That's why it's so difficult to notice. The lifestyle improves, the bank account doesn't. People who quietly build wealth don't necessarily earn dramatically more. Often, they simply think differently. When they receive a raise, their first question isn't, "What can I upgrade?" It's, "What can this income buy me besides more stuff?" Could it buy flexibility, less financial stress, more choices later, an earlier retirement, time with family? The interesting thing is, financially intelligent people aren't obsessed with saving every dollar. They're obsessed with protecting future freedom. They understand that every recurring payment reduces future options.
Not immediately, gradually, and gradual changes are the hardest for humans to notice. The biggest money mistakes rarely feel like mistakes. They feel normal, responsible, even successful. The goal isn't to stop enjoying life, it's simply to recognize the difference between buying something and buying years of future payments. Once you see that difference, you start making decisions that serve your future self instead of just your present one. If you enjoy thoughtful conversations about money, psychology, and building long-term financial freedom, consider subscribing for more videos like this.